This is Tyler Lewis here with Phenom Hoops. We're honored today to have one of the best wings in the state of North Carolina, Noah Ross. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Noah, you're considered one of the best shooters in the state, but there's so many things that you do on the court. You're so versatile, and there's other things that you do to help your team win. Um, Walk me through some other stuff on the court that you do really well outside of your shooting ability.
Outside of shooting the ball, I would definitely say, the one that catches everyone's eye is rebounding. I try to make that a point of emphasis when I'm playing. Whether it's offensive glass, defensive glass. Just getting extra possessions for the team, getting it, kicking it ahead in transition. Just stuff like that. I probably say rebounding is, a great part of my game outside of shooting.
No, you definitely do. You have a knack for getting the ball, and you do a really good job crashing the glass, both offensively and defensively. Before we get in talking about AAU season, this year y'all dealt with a lot of COVID pauses throughout the high school season. But overall, how do you think the high school season went for you guys?
I thought it went pretty well. Obviously I wasn't happy with the end result. We lost in the Elite Eight. I feel like, we had the talent to win it. We're bringing back a lot of talent next year. So I'm looking forward to getting back to it. But it was a good season. We still got, I want to say 18 or 19 games in, which was pretty good. It was tough at times when, people in our school, we were actually in person. So when people in our school would actually get COVID and then we'd have to shut down the basketball program, it was hard just taking a 2 week break and coming back and having to, get our chemistry back and pick up where we left off and, make sure everyone was still in game shape and everything. But, we dealt with it pretty well, and I thought it was a pretty good season.
For sure. And obviously, you had a tremendous season as well. And whenever you deal with all the COVID pauses, 2 weeks, it's really hard to get that team chemistry. But I think y'all did a really good job of, playing together, playing unselfishly. And I think that paid off in the end. Obviously, you said you bring back a lot of guys from this past year's team. What do you think the ceiling is for you guys next year?
I think a state championship. That's it'll be my senior year next year, and that's something that I'm really looking forward to. Something that I want to get to prove myself as a winner. But we definitely have a lot of talent. Only lost two seniors, I believe. So we're bringing back a lot of guys. Still figuring out right now. If we're adding any new guys. But just the talent we have coming back, I think we could be special. So it should be fun.
For sure. And starting off the season for you guys, I think you're the only person ever to get suspended a couple games for getting two techs for hanging on the rim. Kind of walk us through how you got your suspension in those two technical fouls.
Yeah, so that was the first game of the season. Obviously, it wasn't ideal. It was actually our first 2 points of the season. I had a dunk. A kid kind of jumped to the side of me, and I hung on the rim a little bit too long. Just excited. It was first 2 points of the season. Our bench is getting into it, everything. Um, so that was the first one. Definitely my fault there. And then the second one, kind of the same thing happened. I jumped off one with two hands. My feet flung up in the air, just all my momentum. And there was probably like two or three people underneath me. So I stayed on it and let my feet kind of come back down. And the refs called it again. The first one probably didn't help with the second one. So that was the second one, and then I had to sit out the next game or two. So it what wasn't ideal, but it is what it is. Nothing I can do about it.
I wish high school refs would at least understand about hanging on the rim, at least for a little bit. Obviously,
Yeah.
not the showboating hanging on the rim, but there's a lot of times they give out a technical foul way too quick, especially with people underneath you.
Yes.
Obviously, you're wearing the T-shirt Team Loaded. As one of the most premier organizations on the circuit. How do you feel like the season has gone so far, and what are you looking forward to this summer?
I feel like the season's gone pretty well so far. We're all still, figuring out how to play around each other and play off each other and figure out, what our role is, what our neck's going to be. It's been a lot of fun. We definitely have a lot of talent. And then just what I'm looking forward to is probably playing the rest of the circuit teams in North Carolina. There's always some bragging rights there. The team Charlotte, CP3, Curry, all of them. So I think those games should, be high level games. It should be a lot of fun.
For sure. There's so many great teams in North Carolina, especially on the circuit. It's crazy that, I mean, what, 4 or 5 circuit teams right here in North Carolina
Yes,
between
sir.
Under Armour, Nike, Adidas. It's really a special place. That's why it's called the Hoop State for a reason. Um, Talk us through what it's like playing with Thomas Carr.
It's intense. He's not going to let you take any plays off. He always says that our program and how he runs things and how he coaches us it is like being at a high major school. He takes everything we do from travel to meals to on the court. He takes it very seriously, and I think that shows when we play. We play with a lot of intensity, and he fires us up, gets us going. And if you're not doing what you're doing, he's going to let you know. He's going to be honest with you, and I think that's one of the best things about him.
Yeah, he does a tremendous job. He's one of the best out there, and he puts you in situations where all y'all can succeed and just get better as not only a player but a person as well. How is your recruitment process going?
It's going good right now. It's pretty steady. It's been a little bit weird just because of COVID. Haven't been able to get out to schools and everything, and then all the new rules. The transfer portal is kind of going crazy right now. It's dying down a little bit, but still going crazy. So some schools have to worry about who they're getting out of the portal for this coming year before they focus on who they're bringing in next year. So it's been weird, but it's been steady pretty much throughout the whole thing, which has been good. It's definitely been fun. Just seeing all these schools reach out and building relationships with all these coaches is just something that a lot of people dream of having. So I think even if stuff isn't going your way in the recruiting process, just to sit back and be grateful for what you do have is definitely an important thing.
I know you're excited for the dead period to finally get over and all these coaches can come out. It's going to be really exciting for you guys because obviously y'all played this high school season with barely any fans. And so now there's fans there and plus college coaches. What's it like playing in front of multiple college coaches every single game on the circuit?
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously I said we have a lot of talent, a lot of, exciting plays. So I think that's going to be fun, something that draws in a lot of guys. We have probably like, I want to say like 8 guys that, can all go. So I think, when coaches do get out and we have, baselines packed with coaches, I think that's going to be a lot of fun, just a fun environment to play in.
You talked about coaches, you talked about some schools. Um, when you commit to a school, what type of person and player are they getting in Noah Ross?
Off the court, they're getting a high character person. I take care of everything in the classroom, kind of do what I'm supposed to do, and really just put my head down and work. That's probably one of the best traits about me. On the court, I mean, you said it earlier, just a versatile wing. Kind of looking to bring in whatever I can. Obviously I'm gonna have my shooting ability with me, but then besides that, rebounding. I can guard multiple positions, get up and block shots. So really just a little bit of everything.
I love it. When did you first fall in love with the game of basketball, and when did you realize, hey, I can play the game at the next level?
My first memory of basketball was probably in the Apex Rec League when I was probably like 6 or 7. I was always pretty good in there, and then really kept playing in there. And I think it was 3rd grade. I had started playing AAU with Triangle Flight, which is just a local team from around here, and was the best kid on my team, and had a lot of fun doing it. So I think that's where the love from it came, and that's where it kind of took off.
For sure. Who has been some of the biggest role models in your life?
Biggest role models, definitely both my parents. They get me going every day. They push me. They're always, in my corner, to talk to them, whether it's about recruitment, how I played, off the court stuff, anything like that. And then in terms of, coaches that are role models, we've already mentioned Coach Carr. He's my guy. I'm real close with him. And then Coach Burrell as well from Trinity. Has been great for me these past 2 or 3 years. Have really, liked getting to know him and building a close relationship with him.
Perfect. Out of your parents, which one's harder on you after a bad game? That's the real question.
Definitely my dad.
For sure. What does it mean being from the Hoop State for you?
I think it's a really cool thing. It's a really cool thing that you guys and obviously the Hoop State Network are building. Just showcasing all the talent we have here, because it's a bunch of talent. You could be playing an AAU game against a team you don't even know, but they have guys that can go. And I think that just speaks to the talent we have here. There's obviously a lot of high level names that people pay attention to. But outside of that, there's just some guys that people don't know of, and the talent level is just really high here. So it's always fun. You can't take a game off. So yeah, I mean, it means a lot to me.
For sure. If my last question to you, kind of a trick question. If you had to play yourself one on one, cloned yourself one on one, are you getting a stop or a bucket versus yourself?
Stop or a bucket? I'm probably saying I'm getting a bucket. Um, yeah, I mean, definitely a bucket. If I'm playing one on one against myself, I have to score.
I was about to say you can't have the ball in your hands and say you're not getting a bucket, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, I appreciate it. Noah Ross, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. Um, I look forward to following you this summer, and good luck the rest of the way.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
No problem.